Episode 3 starts as Raz was busy tormenting the poor trainees in the yard. Adolf, perched on the benches above, chuckled at the scene. Now, Adolf wasn't your average spectator. He had a talent for peeking at people's stats and figuring out their strengths. The 4 key abilities were physical strength, magical strength, speed, and dexterity, and Adolf loved to see how trainees measured up against Raz. When another trainee with middle-of-the-road stats stepped up, Raz zapped him with lightning magic, much to Adolf's amusement. Feeling curious, Adolf decided to check out Raz's stats. Unsurprisingly, Raz had sky-high magic levels, fitting for a top-tier adventurer. Staring too long at Raz's stats even strained Adolf's eyes. Then, Adolf noticed Rick, an older guy, stepping up to face Raz. Initially dismissing Rick as just another wannabe, Adolf took a peek at his stats out of curiosity. To his horror, Rick had max stats in everything but magic. The sheer intensity of Rick's stats sent Adolf into a rolling fit of agony. Across the stadium, Rhea saw Aliso and invited her to join her party. Aliso, initially nervous around Rhea's companions, an orc and a demon vampire, was reassured and took a seat. The orc asked Rhea about Rick's chances, and Rhea confidently stated that Rick would pass the exam easily. Unaware of Rick's true strength, Aliso doubted it, given Raz's reputation for overwhelming weaker trainees with superior magic. The orc relaxed upon learning Raz wasn't a ranked adventurer, sure Rick could handle him. In the arena, Raz congratulated Rick for getting past his guards, but warned him not to overestimate himself. After all, the guards were just commoners, while Raz was a ranked prodigy from a noble family. Rick asked why Raz became an adventurer, to which Raz smugly replied it was to add prestige to his resume, despite his disdain for adventurers, whom he considered peasants. The fight began with Raz launching an ice blast at Rick, who stood still. Raz laughed, thinking Rick was scared, and prepared to finish the fight quickly. He unleashed a powerful flame attack, but to everyone's shock, Rick emerged unscathed. Aliso was stunned, while the orc explained that Rick trained for physical toughness, unable to grow his magic power after age 20. Rick had endured brutal training, including running through a forest with 100 kilograms ankle weights. Growing frustrated, Raz used stronger spells, including wind and lightning magic, but Rick withstood them all. Aliso learned from Rhea that Rick was as strong as an S-ranked adventurer, though he didn't realize it himself. The orc had tricked Rick during training, making him believe he was weaker than he actually was. In a last-ditch effort, Raz combined multiple elemental attacks, confident he had finally defeated Rick. However, Rick emerged unscathed and effortlessly split a giant boulder in half. Shocked, Raz reinforced his body with magic and charged at Rick with extreme speed. Rick remained calm, landing a lazy punch that sent Raz flying. Regaining his balance, Raz was bewildered and frustrated by Rick's resilience. Rick realized that despite Raz's impressive mana reserves, his skills were unrefined and inefficient due to always getting what he wanted easily. Every move of this noble brat seemed like a dumpster fire to Rick, boosting his confidence immensely. Finally taking Rick seriously, Raz unleashed his strongest fire magic, but Rick effortlessly blocked it with his hand. Enraged, Raz attempted a sneak attack, only to be counterpunched by Rick. Raz managed to reinforce his body with steel magic just in time to avoid serious injury. Despite this, he refused to acknowledge Rick's skills, dismissing it all as mere coincidence. This infuriated Rick, who recalled his brutal training, surviving in a dragon's nest, enduring explosions, drowning in venomous ponds, being pushed off cliffs, crushed under rocks by Alice, and hit by falling logs during training with Rhea. Only through the orc's special healing magic, capable of reviving recently deceased individuals, did Rick manage to push his limits. Back in the arena, Raz used earth magic to bind Rick with strong roots and summoned a tree golem to finish him off. Unfazed, Rick used a basic but perfectly practiced air shot spell to break free from the roots and clash with Raz in the middle of the arena, creating a shockwave that astonished everyone. Initially confident, Raz was stunned as Rick's air shot overwhelmed his magic, causing the tree golem to explode and knocking Raz unconscious. Later, Rick rejoined his friends, who congratulated him on passing the test. Before they could celebrate with lunch, Raz approached with his siblings, vowing to be Rick's examiner for his promotion exam and promising to defeat him next time. As Raz walked away, Rick and his friends awaited the unveiling of the passing adventurer's results that evening, pondering the adventures that lay ahead. Loved watching Raz get a taste of humble pie. Want to see more of Rick's unstoppable awesomeness and the gang's crazy adventures? Smash that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Your support fuels our magic, and trust us, you won't want to miss what's coming next.